welcome back to the She Shed. Today's tutorial is going to be on this beautiful blanket that I've been making it purposely to be a weighted blanket. So it is very heavy. I weighed it at 5 kilograms. It is using super bulky yarn, and what I've used for this one is Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, and it is thick and quick. For this blanket I used 20 balls of yarn. You can make it much smaller, you can make it much bigger. It depends on what you require, and if you really want a small blanket to just wrap around you cozily, or a big huge blanket that fits over your king size bed. I did put this on my bed. I have a king size bed and it went just over halfway. So what does that make it? A queen? A double? And I have used a combination of stitch types. So the one row is herringbone, and that's the front, and the back is worked with a half double crochet to make this two-tone effect. This, yes, I say is the front, but you could, if you like the pattern on the back, if I can find the other end, it is that huge, it's really hard to find. The other side looks like that. So there's no reason why you can't use the back as the front and the front as the back. It's purely up to you. I'm going to be working this blanket using my 10mm hook, and you will be wanting to chain 100 stitches. I'm only going to be doing a sample for this, and we'll be chaining 15 just to guide you through the 2 rows of stitches that you will be required to make your complete blanket. So you will start off by your slip knot, and you will chain 100 if you are wanting to make the blanket as big as I did. You can make it as big as you like or as small as you like. It's purely up to you what you would like. But if you are following along on my blanket, I did 100 stitches. So I'm going to only do 15, but you will chain 100. For your first row, chain 1, and make sure you will be working your stitches into the lumps on the back of the chain, not the V's at the front. The reason why I do this is because then the V's will stay along the bottom and it gives a much nicer finish. So turn your work after you've chained that one, and you will be working into the first bump there. So that is there. So get your hook, put it, you're going to be doing a half double crochet, so yarn over through the lump at the back, pull your yarn through, and then grab your yarn and pull through all 3 that are on your hook. Again, yarn over through the lump on the next stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through, grab your yarn and pull through the 3 on your hook. Oop, yarn over, so your first row is going to be all half double crochet. Now the first row is a bit of the trickiest, because trying to get into your bumps and get yourself started. Last couple of stitches. Okay, so at the end of your half double crochet row, you will need to chain 2, turn your work. And this row is going to be the herringbone row. So this is yarn over, go through the stitch. Now the first stitch is not your chain, it's the first stitch down here. So not your chain, in here. So yarn over, go through the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you need to now pull that through the first loop on your hook. Then you do a double crochet, so going through the first loop, yarn over, through the 2 remaining on your hook. Let's do that again. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you're bringing that straight through the first loop on your hook. Then you proceed to do a double crochet. So yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through the 2 remaining loops on your hook. Again, yarn over, through the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, going straight into the next loop there. That remains 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first loop, and yarn over, pull through the 2. And what that actually does is make the stitch go slopey, which hopefully you can see there that they're going slopey. So it is a double crochet, but it's got that little step before you do the double crochet. So yarn over, go through the stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through, and then you've got to remember, don't go and grab your yarn and start doing a stitch. Make sure you bring this stitch through that one on your hook before you start doing the double crochet. Okay, so bring it through, and when you get into the rhythm of it, it's really easy. You just start through there and then you stitch, pull it through there, and then you stitch. At the end of the herringbone row, we've got the 2 stitches left, so second last stitch is a normal herringbone stitch, but the last stitch will be in your chain stitch. So right here, that is going to be a normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over into that stitch, yarn over, bring it through, and then yarn over through the first 2 on your hook, yarn over through the next 2 on your hook. The reason why you do the last stitch as a normal double crochet is because the herringbone stitch slopes along. If you do the last stitch as a herringbone stitch, your work's going to slope along like that, and it'll go wee instead of coming straight down. So always remember to do your last stitch as a normal double crochet on your herringbone row, the last stitch. Chain 1, turn over. So for every row you're going to be doing half double crochet, you will chain 1 before you start your half double crochet row. Every time you're going to be doing your herringbone row, you start the row by chaining 2 and then doing that row. And then you just do your double crochet for your double crochet, and then you do your half double crochet for your half double crochet row all the way along. And at the end of this row, I will chain 2, turn, and start my herringbone row. Alright, on your last stitch which will be in your chain, go into your chain behind the stitch there. You can see your stitches now on your chain, and pull the yarn through and then pull through all the three. So there's your half double crochet row, herringbone row, half double crochet. Now you're not going to see the pattern on the back, you will see the pattern on the front very clearly. There's your herringbone with your half double crochet. So the next row we are going to chain 2, because we're going to be turning and starting our herringbone row. And that is all that is. 1 row of half double crochet and 1 row of herringbone. Just remember, when you start your herringbone row, it is 2 chains to start your row. If you're starting your half double crochet row, it is 1 chain, and that will give you your really nice neat edge and not create a gap along your edge. It will create a really nice neat edge for you. And that's all you do. That's all you do throughout the whole of the blanket. It is that simple. You don't have to do this in a thick, chunky, weighted blanket style, which I am doing here. You can use any yarn you like. Just make sure that you are doing it the width that you require, the length that you want, which is purely your choice, and make sure your hook matches your yarn, that you're using the correct hook to your yarn, and it is simple as that. Well, I'd love to see your photos. If you make up this blanket, please show me your photos. I'd love to see them. I really do enjoy seeing what you guys have come up with. And enjoy, have fun, and I will see you next time at the She Shed. Bye everyone.